Welcome back. 10:14, little bit of change. Lacy back in the studio. And 100 years ago, heat stroke was still as prevalent as it is today.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is such an appropriate day for us to be talking about heat stroke because just walking down here from the library felt horrific.
Yeah, not the best. And well, heat stroke's just, I know people that have died of heat stroke, and it's really just something that I always tell people, and people laugh at me all the time during the news. They're like, well, why do you always have to tell people to stay inside? Because you just never know. And when it's 95 degrees and then a heat index of 108, pick another day to go do something, you know?
Yeah. Well, and here's the crazy part. So I was thinking about this a lot because I usually, when I'm talking about deaths in the 1920s, like if it was an automobile accident or, you know, consuming medicine because it didn't have the proper like safety cap, that kind of thing, like things have gotten better. It's safer to ride a car now. It's safer to like have medicine bottles in your home. Heat stroke.
No,
just as bad.
No, just
Worse.
as bad. Doesn't,
I thought, you know, okay, we have air conditioning now. We have more ways to keep cool. No, it's as many people per, you know, like are dying.
Well, you can't change it. I mean, once you're fully into the effect, you're done. I mean, you have a bad time on your hands.
So this is just as much a problem now as it was 100 years ago.
Well, and that's why I feel so, I don't feel bad because, you know, we all have a job and we have to do it, but my heart goes out to the folks that are working the lines and all that for Ameren, you know, during all of that. And especially whenever you got the weird storms that pop up and go away, and then there's 180% humidity all around us too, you know, and it's just, there's so many blue collar workers in the RiverBend region that work outside all the time. And I don't know how they do it. Like, I truly don't know how you master the elements in the Midwest summer.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Sherry and Josh, our maintenance people at the library.
Sherry's the best. She's my honey. Yeah, I see her every morning.
Yeah, and Josh hasn't been at the library as long, but he's amazing too. They're out there in the heat like
all
days
the time.
Like today, mowing and taking care of all the stuff outside, and they come in and we try to say thank you, but I mean, it's incredible what they do. So
well, and then, you know, you go in from the hot to the very cold air conditioning, then back out to the heat again and everything else. It's really kind of a long, it shocks your system, you know, and it's crazy how it really does. And, you know, back then, you know, like I'm just reading a little bit of your article, and it's, you know, it's wild to me that the city ambulance was a thing back in 1925. I didn't know when we started ambulance services, and that's something funny. The people are going to go,
good point.
We didn't have, of course we had ambulances. I don't know when we started our own EMT service.
I don't know when we
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that, because you used to have to just kind of get the folks to the doctor.
Well, and I thought of it a different way. And the way I thought about it, so with one of these men, so two men died. They both went to the hospital the same day. One died that day, one died the next day of heat stroke. And the original article that I found said, first deaths of the year from the heat in Alton. That was July 14th, 1925. So they were talking about these two men that had died. And the first one collapsed on Broadway, and somebody called the ambulance. But before the ambulance could reach him, a passing motorist volunteered to take him to the hospital. And here's the part that was crazy. That would have been more effective. Like, these days you would have been like, no, we're waiting the 3 minutes for the ambulance because they can get there faster to the hospital.
Right.
So I don't know how far away, like, I don't know where they kept the ambulance. I don't know how the ambulance, like, if they had the same laws about, you know, getting over to the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like, how chaotic that would be.
Oh, man.
So I think that it was probably much better for a passing motorist who was already there to just take him to the hospital. Whereas today, you would want the ambulance to be taking you to the hospital.
So take me through these two people that collapsed. Sure. This is where I find the story interesting. So the guy, John Zink, was already overcome by the heat, and he was rushed to a hospital, correct?
So, but both of these people were rushed to St. Joseph's Hospital.
And now, did the same doctor attend to both of them?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, we've got William F. Morris and John Zink. So, John Zink was an employee of the James Fortin Construction Company. He was near Roxana at noon on July 13th, overcome by the heat, rushed to St. Joseph's Hospital. They called in Dr. O.E. Carson, who was the township physician, and St. Joseph's was in Alton. It's now like the OSF.
Right.
But they called him in to attend to Zink. And so this doctor was already there when Morris, the guy who was in Alton, he collapsed on Main Street in Alton and a bystander brought him to the hospital. He was already there
Gotcha.
when Morris showed up. So he was just kind of like going back and forth between the two of them to try to save their lives.
Well, there's nothing you get seriously, 109 degrees is your
109 degrees.
temperature. You're in dire straits,
Yes.
and there's no reverse in that.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like.
couldn't believe, I mean, you can't even imagine 109 degrees.
Right, well, and the thing, like, and honestly, it's crazy to me because there's so many times where you see these stories and people go, I don't know how someone could pass away in their home when you have no air conditioning and it's 98 degrees in your house because it's 98 degrees outside and you have no insulation.
Yeah.
It's easily going to do that to you.
And you don't even have to get up to 109. When I was
No.
researching this, apparently body temperature above 106.7 is a life-threatening emergency.
Yeah.
So
Well, and honestly, I mean, it's crazy to me because back then you didn't have, nutrition wasn't really a thing back then, when it comes to like staying hydrated and everything else.
Yeah.
So it's wild to me that there weren't more of these cases all over,
well, and that might be why they said the first deaths of the summer.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if there were later deaths.
Now, did the
also.
heat come later in the summer 100 years ago than it came now? Because it seems like we got lucky this year because April actually was spring and we had like a real spring this time. But normally it's like in end of May, we're kind of in summer until the end of August. Was that kind of the same way back then?
So I didn't totally figure that out, but I kind of had the same, like, obviously things are warmer now in general than they were.
And that's not like a soapbox thing. It's just a fact. Yeah.
Like it's literally just a fact. And I mean, you can even look at that when you're looking at like what the river looked like in the wintertime versus what it looks like in the wintertime.
Oh, for sure.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, well, how hot was it really? Because it's hotter now. But it was 100 degrees. And so it was the same for that
and
time.
the different clothing you're in back then because it's heavier.
And then wool and stuff. So I think that you're probably right that like it got hotter later. So they weren't dealing with 100 degrees until now. Yeah. Whereas, we've already been dealing with 100 degrees for like several months.
But I mean, think about this. This guy Morris passed away at 45 years old. And then Zink was, he was a St. Louis guy, but 55. Those guys are still, there's 10, 15 more years to work and provide.
Right. They're in their prime.
Yeah.
And they had active jobs. So these were presumably people that were used to being out in the heat, were used to working with their bodies. Like Morris was a lather. It's like basically putting up plaster.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like a plaster. And then I don't know what Zink did. I know he was a construction company worker, so I don't know exactly what his job was there. But like it was not someone frail. Like these were people that were used to these difficult physical jobs.
Well, and it's just crazy to me. Like at 9:30, the guy's gone, and in the afternoon he falls over. Healthy until you get hot.
Yeah, like 9 hours later, he was dead.
That's crazy to me.
Yes.
Well, and then this is interesting. You actually found a note on this for what's Zink's first name?
John Zink.
Yeah. Well, you found a note for him, and that it was an address known to be Teresa Avenue or Franklin, but messages by wire failed to reach his wife.
Yeah, his wife found out about his death in the St. Louis newspaper. She did not know. They were trying to contact her, weren't able to get the message through. You couldn't just like pick up somebody's cell phone and
text them or say call me. You know.
So, and we didn't have the same consistency with knowing people's addresses that you do now. So they go ahead, CJ.
Not to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
But this is something that's been kind of sticking with me. Why was Zink buried in Alton? I
am confused about this too.
Okay, it's just weird to me. And not like a bad weird, but just kind of, is it just because of the cost of getting the body back to St. Louis? Like, I don't know what that goes.
That is a really good question. Okay, so Zink.
Sorry, I'm all over the place. It's my fault.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about that. So his wife was in St. Louis, read about it in the St. Louis paper, and I did find an article in the St. Louis Globe Democrat that said St. Lucian? How do you say St. Lucian?
Yeah, St. Louisan.
The St. Louisan dies of heat in Alton Hospital. So, and it had his name. So she read that.
I only know that because of the KTRS years. That's
Thank you. And so she read that before they were able to get in touch with her because the coroner here contacted the St. Louis Police Department to try to locate her because they were having so much trouble. But she read it in the newspaper, came over here. And he had his funeral here in Alton and was buried in the Alton Cemetery. And I can't figure out why. And the only thing I can think is that maybe they already had planned that before they could get in touch with his wife.
That could be. That makes sense.
Because I don't know why else. Transporting bodies over state lines is actually huge.
It's a big thing. Like, it's a big deal. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to do that too.
Yeah, and you have to get a lot of
paperwork and
it's a lot. And I don't know what it was like in 1925, but I know that could have been an issue. And they buried him on the 16th. So they didn't get in touch with her. Like, she didn't know until the 15th, and they already buried him on the 16th, and it was 100 degrees. So maybe they needed to get his body in the ground. I don't know. But then I tried to figure out where she was buried because I was like, okay, maybe she was buried over here. And I couldn't find anything else about her. So I don't know if she got remarried. She ran a rooming house in St. Louis, but I don't have as much access to St. Louis stuff as I do here.
Well, it's just fascinating to me, it really just how that turnaround, because I don't know what the embalming process was like in 1925 or if there even was one, you know?
Right. One of my patrons was actually just talking about this because like one of her ancestors was like the first person embalmed in whatever county.
Wow.
So yeah. And I don't know exactly what the process was in 1925, but it probably would have been important in the middle of summer to
get
people
moving.
Buried.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break and we're going to come back with Lacy and we're going to touch base more on this 100 years ago article. Heat stroke, still as serious as it was 100 years ago, so please don't do anything outside for extended periods of time today. We'll come back and chat more after this.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop at their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Back with Lacy. Taking a trip in the time machine 100 years ago. And, honestly, it's a good time to write about this because at least once a year there's somebody that succumbs to a heat stroke or some heat-related illness. And it's one of those things you can never really talk about enough just to be mindful of, we're human.
Yeah.
We aren't superheroes, and sometimes it's okay to take a break and go inside. Mm-hmm. Well, it amazes me that there were more cases of this because of the labor laws back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be like, on a soapbox, but you didn't have the required breaks or, the time, the 8-hour days and things like that. That took a little bit. So it's fascinating to me that there weren't an influx of heat related deaths. Well, maybe there were.
And also that was kind of one of the things that I looked at when I was looking at present day too, because a lot of times heat stroke might not be the thing that someone dies from,
right? But
it's
what starts it.
Yeah, or like you have another underlying condition and then the heat exacerbates it to the point that you die. So, like CJ said, like stay inside, stay hydrated, like be cognizant of what the weather is, and that it can be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not like this situation where it's an outdoor laborer and they're in the sun, you could still get overheated quickly.
Well, and like Thursday, it's going to be 100 degrees, and then it's going to feel like 110. Like today, it's 90, and it feels like 110, and all these other things. So it's just, why don't do it to yourself if you can? Stay inside, type of thing, Well, and also last week, I asked you about the Tiger King.
Yes.
You have some news for me.
I do. Okay, so I think last week I said that I was about 90% sure, or almost sure, that it was Tiger King Tigers at Alton Square Mall.
You are not going to disappoint me, are you?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Tiger King Tigers were the ones I touched.
Yes,
okay.
Tiger King Tigers were at Alton Square Mall. I actually went into my boss Mary's office yesterday, and I said, Mary, I made a statement on CJ's show last week, and I'm thrilled to tell you that I was right. The Tiger King Tigers were at Alton Square Mall.
Oh my God. Now, was Joe Exotic himself?
He was not.
Where
he
was he?
Not there. I don't know where he was, but his
Hunting
Tigers
that
were
woman,
there.
Carol Baskin. That's what she was doing.
And it was almost exactly 15 years ago. It was July 2010.
It feels just like 15 years ago. I remember they had a huge tiger in there. There was a mom, and then they had 2 cubs.
Well, and it went on for days. They had them
it wasn't
from like the 14th to, I want to say like around the 20th of July.
How did no one investigate them beforehand? Like,
okay, so like right after that, Alton Square Mall, it was like a month or so after that, Alton Square Mall had a new rule that there were going to be no more like exotic animals.
Well, I would say that tigers are probably the last thing you want around a group of people that are surrounded by little wire cages. Because the cages they had were not like zoo cages or like transport pens. They were literally chain link fences put together.
Well, and people were in there with them.
Yeah, I know I was. I was in with the tiger cub. I had fun with that little baby. The mom wasn't happy, but I honestly am kind of bummed Joe Exotic wasn't there now. I don't want to sit just to say that I got to see the weasel once, to say I got to meet this guy.
Well, no, it was his.
So how long? 5 days?
Yeah, like 5 days. But the crazy part is, these were like little bitty tigers.
Yeah.
Like part of, I actually haven't watched the Tiger King,
I refuse to.
I know generally that like part of the issue was that they were transporting and showing animals that were too young to be shown. And this is like a 7-week-old tiger cub.
But exactly. It was a for real baby. You should have heard that mom. I'm telling you should have heard the mom tiger in that cage. It was not happy.
No. And also,
and who keeps the mom there?
Well, I guess they had to.
I guess.
I don't know if you could take the mom, like take the baby from the mom yet. But the craziest part, and this is like one of those things where everybody would have just accepted at the time, me included. I'm not saying that, like we should have known better, but it was brought in as a way to raise money to help tigers. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at it like, okay,
you're saving
I am
the endangered
helping.
species.
I'm saving it. Yes, I'm saving the endangered species. I am helping. But that's not really what it was.
No, not even close.
No,
you went towards meth use. Honestly, I hate to say it, but that's what the guy did.
What it was at the very least funneling money into private zoo.
And the Joe Exotics, in the very least, in the Joe Exotics pocket. That's what all of you guys did that day, 15 years ago. All of you were to blame.
This is one of those like better than you do better.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder. I think if we polled the people that were at the mall that day and said, knowing what you know now, would you go? I still think 60% would say yes.
It would be a high number.
So I just can't believe they were there for 5 days. I just remember going for the one and seeing the tigers. I got to pet the cub.
And I assume that they weren't just like hanging out in the mall overnight, but
that's what I'm curious about.
Bring them back in every day.
Where'd you keep them? Like in a trailer somewhere? This guy's terrible.
I understand why Alton Square Mall quickly put a stop to this.
And this is before the whole group. Just before.
That's true. That's
just so we can clarify out there. This was before the new owners of the mall.
Or whatever.
Yeah, before the new owners of the mall.
Yes, this was previous.
So they could have a different policy. Tiger King could come back.
I guess that's true.
See? There's hope.
So it sounds like you're part of the 60% of the people that...
I'm not saying I would pay, but I would go and observe.
So that you would know what you needed to report.
1,000%.
Yes.
You know, there's no better video than Joe Exotic getting bit by his own tiger in the leg. I think it's amazing. I mean, that's something I look forward to every day, is looking that up and going, you know what, I could be him.
Okay, I don't remember if we talked about this when they had the bark in the park in Godfrey.
When was that?
It was
during the
it
eclipse.
was in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it was during the eclipse. It was 2017.
And then the next year they had to say bark in the park at Godfrey, no monkeys, because somebody brought
No, they didn't.
and it bit someone. I'm like, I have to say, I love a rule where you know that there's a reason for it.
Oh my God,
Like,
exactly. I see a sign all the time, like just weird signs, not like caution ahead, but like don't park your boat or truck in the water. Like, who was the one that decided I'm going to lay my boat out and I'm just going to leave this truck here for the next 6 hours?
Right,
You know,
right.
Like I want to know the story.
There's a reason. Yes. Yes. When there's a sign like that, they need to have like a QR code where you like
100%.
go to it and it tells you why.
Do you know how much money the state could make off of like having ads like with the QR code? So right whenever you watch a story, it's like, well, here's Valvoline for 5% off. You make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So exotic animals, I feel like don't bring them to malls. Don't bring them to Glazebrook Park. Just don't
have one.
Don't
What do you need
have
an
one.
exotic animal for?
No.
You know, they caught somebody like 6 months ago in Spain, and they were bringing all these tigers and lions, and it's like, what they do? They take out their teeth, and it's like, so now you're abusing the animal.
Yeah.
And what are you keeping a lion for? Because what these morons don't understand is like, well, they can't bite me anymore. Go ahead and let a gumless lion chomp down your arm, or tiger. It's going to shatter your arm, and I hope it does.
You're
I
right.
hope it does.
You're right.
The bite force is still there without the teeth. You know,
There are plenty of legitimate zoological parks. Like
Go
St.
to
Louis
the zoo.
If you want to see a tiger, go to the zoo.
Get a
Don't-
guinea pig.
Adopt a cat or dog. There are plenty that need homes. Don't get a tiger.
I wonder how many people, because it was a highly attended event at the mall.
Yeah.
It was.
All the pictures, everybody looks pretty happy. They're having a fun
I have
time.
a picture of me with the tiger somewhere. I know I do, because my dad took me. I will never forget it. I
Yeah.
remember sitting on that awful like tile flooring that was dirty, and then you had the mom that was like kind of all right in the cage, letting you know she's ready to tear your face off, and this little wire isn't stopping her, and
That's who I feel bad for, the mom tiger.
oh yeah, I mean, you're just watching this happen. I'm glad the guy's in jail. They keep trying to get him out, He's like, he keeps like filing for like, or trying to get like one of those pardons. It's like, okay, I think we can all agree, no matter what aisle you're on, your ass is staying right in jail. I don't give a damn what political side or preference. We all can agree on Joe Exotic needs to stay in jail. It's amazing to me. I still think Carol Baskin's just as guilty. I'm not a hater. So we learned some valuable lessons today. Heat stroke, seriously, like all fun aside with the tigers, don't do it. Just stay inside today. There's no point to go out in extended periods of time in the sun and heat when in a month it'll all be over.
Well, maybe 2 months.
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say August 20th. Boom.
Done.
No more 90s, but for 2 more days.
Okay.
I don't have any hope. What else are you writing on next week?
Next week. So I am writing about the Alton High orchestra leader, who I think was also a science teacher. He taught music and science, leaving Alton High to go be a doctor.
What type of doctor?
Medical doctor.
10 years of school there for that?
Well, I think he was already working on it.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm like,
then-
man, that's a pretty hard career choice. I mean, like, it's like,
Yeah.
that's like me at 40 going, I'm going to be an anesthesiologist. I'll see you guys,
Some people do that. It's
crazy.
amazing.
I'm not making fun of them. I
But
just can't
that would
change
be
the dime.
daunting.
Yeah, that's a lot of journey ahead of you.
Yeah.
So he became a doctor. Was he the town doctor?
Not here, but yes, he was in Ohio. And so I found like later census records and his draft card from World War II that said, medical doctor. So he definitely did it. And he married another teacher at Alton High, and
Did she
family was
become a
small.
doctor?
She did not become a doctor. She'd been a teacher, and I think she became the teacher where they went to. But then after they had they had a daughter, and then it didn't have anything listed for her career after that, which was pretty standard for women in the first half of the 1900s. But it always makes me a little sad. I mean, that's me projecting onto other people's lives. So it could have been exactly what she wanted.
Lacey, I'll tell you this now. If Jackie becomes a doctor tomorrow, I am quitting the show. I am going to be stay-at-home dad. You wait and see.
Yeah.
I would love the opportunity.
See, I love that. Like, if it's a deliberate choice.
Yeah. No, that's the big thing. If it's a deliberate choice
with either parent, I think that is absolutely wonderful. I hate if it's just a default.
Have you gotten a lot of spam calls lately?
Yeah.
Like, I have gotten an ungodly amount of spam calls the last 24 hours. I keep thinking it's show guests, and I answer, and it's like, you wait, and then it's like, this is Julie from the Healthcare Advisor Group, and you could save $15,000 if you. It's like, come on, what are you doing to me? Sorry, I just keep getting more. I don't have my phone ringer on; it just goes to voicemail now for someone that's not in my contacts, and man, I just keep getting like dinged all the time.
I've gotten a couple of the fake texts from like the DMV.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You're like, oh, you have an unpaid ticket, and I'm like, do I?
Well, you ready for?
I didn't.
I know of a situation. This happened to me where a spam caller called me from a phone number that's actually a local number. Oh, God. Yeah, and I called it back, and I knew the person. I'm like, hey, why'd you call? He's like, I didn't call you, and I'm like, what? I don't like this game. What are we doing here? I swear it's crazy. But this whole like being buried in the Alton Cemetery though has been the biggest sticking point of the article. I think it's just why. And
I don't think he has a stone. And I really wish I knew where his wife was buried because I cannot figure that out. And I want to know if she was buried here or if she got remarried, then it would be likely that she was buried with him, but not necessarily.
Right.
And
this guy was still technically older. 55. That's older age back then, especially, So, I don't know. It's just kind of fascinating to me.
It could have been that the company he worked for paid for it.
Could be. I don't know.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit.
Moral of the story is stay inside when it's 100 degrees outside and the real heat index is up to 110 and 115. There's no reason for it. Hang out, watch some TV. Use Biblio Plus with your Hainer Library card.
Oh, and Hainer Library and several other places in the area are cooling cooling stops. So if you don't have a good place to go and you need to stay cool, or in the winter you need to stay warm, any Hainer location and then multiple other places in the Riverbend are places you can go to stay cool and stay safe.
All I know is I got to touch Joe Exotic's tiger.
We've had a lot of PSAs.
I haven't been right since.
That's what did it.
That's what did it. It was the Joe Exotic tiger. Lacey, as always, it's good to talk to you.
Me too.
We'll take a quick break. We're going to wrap up our show today with the Mississippi River Water Trail, learn about the Firecracker Race, other events, and some recognitions they just received. You stay there, and I'll be here on Riverbender.